Hi everybody, we need to increase even the food production, yet we are not able to meet the demands of the increasing population. Who does not like milk and milk products? So now let us see what are the measures. Else it is called as what? White Revolution of India. Breeding of animal belonging to the same variety is called inbreeding. Welcome back to a very new chapter 9 of Unit 8 called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. So in the last session, I ended up with a new chapter, that is chapter 8 called Human Health and Diseases. Hope you have understood all the concepts of that very important chapter which had a weightage of 8 marks. So we are moving on to another very interesting chapter, chapter 9 of Unit 8 called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. That is the session 1 of this chapter 9 and which has a weightage of 8 marks. So this whole Unit 8 which has 3 chapters has a total weightage of 22 marks. So all the 3 chapters are very important. So I am with the second chapter of Unit 8, that is chapter 9 of Unit 8 called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. So what are we going to study in this very interesting chapter called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production? So by seeing all these beautiful animals, you would have got an idea what am I going to discuss in today's session. Hope really I'm going to discuss about the animals. So as you know, production of sufficient food for the increasing population of a country is a real challenge. So in order to cater to the increasing population, so what are we going to do? We need to increase even the food production, right? So as you know, day by day, our population, as you know, our country, India, is the second largest thickly populated country next to China. Then imagine, in order to cater to the needs of this increasing population, so even the food production also should increase. That is what I am going to speak about in today's very interesting chapter called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. Of course, even we have this new technology like the plant breeding programs, that is plant breeding. What do you mean by plant breeding? Plant breeding is nothing but crop improvement programs, crop improvement techniques. So plant breeding techniques, then we have this animal husbandry, then we have the modern techniques in agriculture like plant tissue culture, genetic engineering. All these are leading to increase in the production of food to almost to a many of folds, but still we are not able to cater to the increasing population. So can we stick on only to the conventional method of food production? Definitely not. We should come across with the new technologies. So then only we can improve the food production. So as I said, since population of the world increased, the demand for the need of food is also more the population, more will be the need for food. As you know, food is the basic requirement for a living organism. Can we live without food? No. All the basic requirements like food, water, air, all these are very important essentials for the life of an individual. So definitely food is very essential, right? So as the population is increasing, so to meet the demand of the increasing population, so also the food production should also increase. And definitely at this point of time, we should definitely appreciate the tremendous work of the agriculturists, right? The farmers, particularly they are the one who are the backbone of our country, who are producing the food in enormous amount, and that is the reason till still today we are able to survive because of the increasing food production by the farmers. So definitely we should be very grateful to the farmers at this point of time. So imagine if farmers were not there, and imagine if all people would have moved to the urban cities for jobs and nobody would have gone for farming, then definitely we would have died because of shortage of food. So it is definitely because of the tremendous hard work of these farmers we are able to get the food grains. So since population of the world increase, so the demand for the need of food also increase. As you know, in the name of urbanization, in the name of modernization, what are we doing? So the productive land has decreased. So in the name of urbanization, in the name of expansion of agriculture, so you can see in the urban areas big buildings are coming up. So what will happen to the agricultural land? It keeps on decreasing. So if the agricultural land keeps on decreasing, and if big buildings are going to come up, then definitely we are going to meet the shortage of food. So the demand of food supply for the growing population. So what are the scientists doing? So the scientists, the techniques have come out with new technologies other than the conventional methods to increase the food production. So what is the very important technique that is applied? It is applied in agriculture and animal husbandry. So animal husbandry and agriculture is a very important. We can say they are the main sources for the food production. Right. Now let us understand what is this animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry? It is the agricultural practice of breeding and rearing the livestock. Livestock like what? Like the cattle. Cattle means what? The cow, the buffaloes, the horses. Here you can see the horses, the pig, then the cattle, right? All these are the livestock. So what is animal husbandry? Animal husbandry is the agricultural practice of breeding and raising the livestock like the cattle, like the poultry farms, and actually an extended form of animal husbandry is the poultry farm management. Poultry farm management and even the fisheries. So all these two, that is the poultry farm management. What do you mean by poultry farm management? Rearing the poultry birds, the fowls, right? Either for the meat or for the eggs is called poultry farm management. And fishes, as you know, it is again a very important source of food for many people. So poultry farm management and fisheries are the extended form of animal husbandry. So as I said, in order to meet the demands or to cater to the needs of the increasing human population in the country, so what is it? You need to produce the food in the same production. So that, but as we know, it has been estimated that India 70%, it has been estimated that 70% of the livestock is in India and China, but the productivity is very low. So what are we to do? We need to come out of the conventional methods and start with the new technologies, application of new ideas in the field of agriculture and animal husbandry to produce more food. So that is what is this chapter all about. What are the strategies or what are the techniques you are going to come out for increasing? Enhancement means what? Increasing in food production to meet the demands of the increasing population of our country, like the animal husbandry, like poultry farm management, dairy farm management, then the fisheries. As I said, poultry farm management and fisheries are the extended form of animal husbandry. All these are what? Animal husbandry. So you can see these beautiful animals here, right? So this itself will tell you what is this chapter all about. So let us discuss in detail more about this very important chapter. So what is it? Since population of the world increase, the demand, that is the demand for the need of food also increase. As a result of urbanization and industrialization, the productive land has decreased. So the demand of food supply for the growing population is very much needed. So scientists have employed what? Different techniques in agriculture and animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry? It is nothing but an agricultural practice of breeding and raising the livestock for the benefit of mankind. And the extended form of animal husbandry are the poultry farm management and the fisheries. So moving on to, as I said, what is animal husbandry? It is the agricultural practice which deals with the caring and breeding of livestock. Livestock like what? Like cattle, that is the cows, the buffaloes, pigs, sheep, goat, etc. that are useful to human mankind. All of us know how useful all these animals are. Right, all these animals put together, they make what? Animal husbandry. So what is it? It is an agricultural practice which deals with the caring and breeding of livestock such as buffaloes, cows, pigs, sheep, goat, etc. that are useful to human mankind. So with this very important animal husbandry, also the food production or the yield has been increased to many of folds. So definitely we have increased the food production to many a folds, but still yet we are not able to meet the demands of the increasing population. So we need to come out from the conventional method and start implementing new technologies, new ideas in producing more food, right? Now, one very important, I think you can see this beautiful picture with this man. What is he doing? He's pouring the milk into a can. So he's what? He's a milkman. And here you can see the beautiful cattle. So what is it all about? It is nothing but we are going to discuss about a very, very important concept called dairy management. Dairy management is also one form of extended what? It is one form of food production. Who does not like milk and milk products? So I think nowadays round the clock we are able to get the milk, and that is all because of the white revolution which was created by Dr. Kurian Varghese. Definitely we should thank this person who is behind this white revolution. So round the clock nowadays we are able to get the milk and the milk products. Particularly you might have come across the Nandini, right? So we are able to get this milk and milk products round the clock with this very important organization called Nandini Outlet, right? So what is dairy management? It is a branch of animal husbandry. What is dairy management? It is a branch of animal husbandry which deals with the scientific management of livestock. It is not just the conventional method. I'll come back in the next slide, like what are the methods we need to take care of rearing this livestock. It is not a very easy job, right? So whenever we come across people who take care of all this cattle, we think, oh, it's a very easy job. Definitely not. Taking care of these animals is really a challenge, because round the clock we have to take care of these animals. Then only we'll be able to get the good milk and the milk products. And I think all of us know there's a great demand for milk and for the milk products, as we use milk for various purposes. May it be for coffee and tea like the beverages, or even we make use of many milk products like the cheese, the butter, then the curds, etc., etc. So we have many milk products obtained by milk, and the very important is what? Dairy management. How do we take care of these livestock to get more of its products? So what are the measures that are taken to take care of these livestock is very, very important. So what is it? It is what is dairy management or dairy? It is the branch of animal husbandry which deals with what? The scientific management of livestock for milk and other products for human consumption. Right? Hope you remember in those olden days. See how beautiful it is looking at all of us, right? So, and definitely we should thank these cattle for providing us with the milk and the milk products, right? Every day we are able to consume this milk and milk products because of this livestock. So what is dairy? It is a branch of animal husbandry which deals with the scientific management of livestock for milk and other products for human consumption. Imagine in those days where the cattle were used as particularly for plowing the fields. Now I think modern techniques have come up where they use tractor and they use certain implements to sow the seeds, etc., etc. But those were the days where the cattle were used for plowing the fields, and also they were a means of transport. I think many you might have heard about a word called bullock cart. Many people would not have traveled in a bullock cart, but the wonderful experience you will have while going in a bullock cart is something totally different. So those were the days where bullock carts were the means of transport. So cattle were, and also the cattle were used for plowing the field. So cattle were reared for two purposes. Cattle are reared for two purposes. What is first purpose? For milk production, and second called draught, for draught purposes. What do you mean by draught purposes? For heavy duty work. What do you mean by heavy duty work? So many bullock carts are used for even for transportation of certain things from one place to another place, and even as a means of transport from one place to another place. So it needs to carry the heavy objects. So for that it should be very, very strong. So there are one set of cattle which are taken care or bred because of what? Because of draught purpose, for doing heavy duty work. And there are a particular type of breed of cattle which are taken care to produce what? Milk production. They are otherwise called milch breeds. They are called milch breeds. So cattle are of two breeds. One is called the milch breeds, and the second one is called the draught breeds. So milch breeds are taken care for milk production, and draught breeds for breeds for heavy duty work. So not only they are useful in producing milk and milk products, they are also quite useful in doing many work like plowing the field and even for transportation, etc., etc. So the cattle play a very great role in animal husbandry. So taking care of them, or taking care of their breeding and what management of livestock is very, very important. Hope you have understood with this beautiful picture what did I discuss about this very important concept called dairy management. Now, dairy farm, how do we define this word called dairy farm management? So scientific rearing and breeding of cattle to get better yield of milk and other byproducts is called dairy farm management. How do we define the word called dairy farm management? It is the scientific rearing and breeding of cattle to get better yield of milk and other byproducts is called dairy farm management. It's a very, very important it is a very important what you can call it as a method for food production. So now let us see what are the measures we need to take to maintain a very good dairy farm management. So dairy farm management, what is very important? First and foremost is what? How do we maintain this dairy farm management? First, selection of good breeds. Like for example, you might have come across a Jersey cow. Jersey is such a cow which has the potential to yield more milk. You might have come across a Jersey black cow called Jersey cow, which is reared or which is taken care to yield, or it has the potential. What do you mean by potential? The capacity to yield more milk. You might have heard about indigenous breed and exotic breeds. Our native varieties are called indigenous, and the one which is crossbred is called as exotic breeds, right? So selection of good breed is very, very important. Like for example, like Jersey cow, which has the potential to yield more milk. So as I said, Jersey cow is a cow which is called milch breed. So it is a variety, it is a type of breed which has the capacity or potential to produce more milk. And as I said, what is the other variety? The other variety is the draught breed. So that particular type of cattle is reared or taken care for heavy duty work. For example, like for plowing the fields and for transportation of things, or even for the transportation of human beings. As I said, those were the days where we did not have this bus, car and aeroplane, etc., etc. So So that was the only means of transport in olden days. So in that case, to do the heavy duty work, the cattle were taken care of or reared. So first very important point to be noted for dairy management is what? Selection of good breeds having high milk production. Just like you can give an example of a Jersey cow. Right, next, very important, the animal has to be provided with proper shelter. Very important. Just like how we take care of ourselves, even the animals also should be taken care of. Even the cattle should be provided with a proper shelter so that it can protect itself from the environmental conditions. Maybe it is raining heavily or it might be very hot. So in those conditions, the animal should be taken care. So very important is what? Proper shelter should be provided for the domestic, particularly for the cattle. That is very important. You can't just leave them outside like that. So definitely they are going to die. So we should take care. First is what? Selection of good breeds. Next is what? We have to take care to see that they have a proper shelter or place to live in. Next, feeding of the cattle should be done in scientific manner considering the quality of fodder. Food for cattle is called as what? Fodder. So there is a scientific method of providing the food for the cattle so that it can yield more milk. So the better the food, same thing like in human beings. Like if we have a better food, we can live for a longer time. So also the cattle also should be provided with proper food. So what is the method that is implemented to provide food for the cattle? That is, feeding the cattle should be done in scientific manner. So the nutrients like the pulses, then the groundnut is given, particular oil is given. So all these are certain things which is taken care while providing food for the cattle so that they will have the increase in milk production. Next, scientific quantity of water has to be given. So sufficient quantity of water has to be given. Water is also a prime requirement not only for us, even for the cattle. So care should be taken to see that clean water, not contaminated water, clean safe water should be given for drinking for the cattle. So sufficient quantity of water has to be given. Then very important, the animal has to be maintained disease free. What do you mean by that? The area or the environment where the cattle are reared should be frequently cleaned. Maybe the cow dung or the food what we add, all that has to be removed now and then frequently so that the environment is clean and hygiene is maintained so that the cattle will not get infected with diseases. So the animal has to be maintained disease free. So the environment where the cattle is reared should be taken care to see that the whole environment is kept clean and hygiene practices are maintained there. Very important. And even we have come across the transport of milk also. The cans that are used for transportation of milk, even that should be clean. And even now we have this machine for milching. All that technology has come now, right? So you can say nowadays the manual labor has reduced because of the implementation of this modern equipments also. Definitely I can say that the dairy farm management has increased to many folds better in yielding the milk and the milk products, but still we have to take care of the dairy farm. What are the important things what we need to maintain for a good dairy farm management? Next, regular visits by the veterinary doctor. So a veterinary doctor, the veterinary doctor who takes care of the animals should visit that particular place where the cattle are reared frequently to see that they are free of diseases. So it's like a normal checkup. Normal checkup should be given even for the animals. Like how we human beings go to a doctor for a normal checkup, even the cattle also should be taken care frequently by the veterinary diseases so that they will come to know if there are any problems in the cattle. Then later on they can give proper treatment so that the cattle will survive. It's also very important. So not like, so if you don't invite a veterinary doctor to the rearing place, definitely it is not good, because the cattle, like they are also like human beings, right? We should, just like how we take care of our children, so also we need to take care of these cattle also in the same manner. So whatever precaution we take to see that we are not infected with diseases, so also the same precaution should also be taken while rearing the cattle. Then cleanliness and hygiene of both the cattle and the handler are very, very important. Very, very important is even the handler who is handling the cattle also should be clean, so that the cattle will not get infected with the diseases. The cattle also should be cared, that is frequently they should be washed, and the cow dung, everything should be removed frequently. Even the dust that is around the environment should be clean. All these are the very, very important things which need to be maintained for a good dairy farm management. Yes, of course, we are getting the milk and the milk products, but at the same time, the better you take care, the better we get the milk and the milk products. And I think in 1970, Government of India launched what we call it as Operation Flood, that is White Revolution, and that is White Revolution of India. Hence it is called what? White Revolution. What do you mean by White Revolution? That is more production of milk. And as I said, definitely that credit goes to Dr. Verghese Kurian, who is known as father of White Revolution, for his tremendous contribution towards this milk production is really commendable, right? And it is because of this great person called Dr. Verghese Kurian, round the clock 24/7 we are getting the milk. Imagine those were the days where we need to wait for the milkman for the milk, and I think everybody early morning would like to have a cup of coffee and tea. So our day will not start without a cup of coffee and tea, and definitely milk is very, very important. So now you go to the outlets or the vendors where they provide milk and the milk products, we are able to get those products. So it is all because of the dairy technology that has been implemented in dairy farm management, and it is because of Dr. Verghese Kurian, who is known as, rightly called as father of White Revolution in India, due to his contribution to the dairy technology. See, imagine this dairy technology would not have improved without the effort of this great person called Dr. Verghese Kurian. So definitely we should remember this great person towards this White Revolution in India. So what is it? What are the very important points or care should be taken for a good dairy farm management? Selection of good breeds having high milk production, just like Jersey cows are taken care to produce what? Jersey cow is a cow which has the potential or capacity to produce more milk, and the animal has to provide it with what? Proper shelter. Then feeding of the cattle should be done with a scientific manner, considering the quality of fodder. Quality and quantity is very, very important, and both the factors are very, very important. Sufficient quantity of water has to be given. Safe, clean water, safe water for drinking for the cattle. Then the animal has to be maintained disease free. So the environment should be kept clean, right? Then regular visits by the veterinary doctor to make sure that the cattle are not infected with any of the diseases. So if at all, if any problems are also there, they can be taken care by the regular visit by a veterinary doctor or by the regular checkups. Then cleanliness and hygiene of both the cattle and the handler are very, very important. As I said, even the milk. So when the milk after the milching process, the milk has to be kept in clean containers, and even during the process of transport of milk also, care should be taken that it is transported in a clean manner, right? So that is what. And as I said, in 1970, the Government of India launched what we call it as Operation Flood, which increased what? Milk and milk production. Hence it is called as what? White Revolution of India. And who is the man behind this White Revolution of India? It is none other than Dr. Verghese Kurian, who is known as the father of White Revolution, for his tremendous contribution that he has contributed to the dairy technology. And round the clock we are able to get the milk and the milk products. It is all because of his contribution, that is contribution of Dr. Verghese Kurian. Moving on to the next very important management, that is called poultry farm management. See the beautiful fowls here, right? So when you see this bird only, so it belongs to what? Belongs to class Aves, birds. Don't you feel happy when you see these two birds? So what is poultry farm management? It is an extended form of animal husbandry. As I said in the beginning, poultry farm management is an extended form of animal husbandry. And what is poultry farming? It is nothing but rearing of domesticated birds, that is the fowl. Used for what? Used for meat and for eggs. An egg a day will keep a person healthy and wealthy, they say so, right? So egg has a lot of protein. Here you can see a small chick and the egg here, egg shell. So here the poultry birds are reared for two purposes. One, for meat, they are called as broilers. And second, for their eggs, called layers. So birds are reared for two purposes. One is for the meat, that is called broilers, and meat of poultry farm birds is of great demand, right? Even the eggs, as I said. So eggs are also of great demand, and they are reared as what? As layers. So poultry farm birds are reared for two purposes. One is for meat, that is called broilers, and for eggs called layers. So what is poultry farm management? Poultry is rearing of domesticated birds or the fowls used for meat and eggs. Poultry typically includes what? Chicken, ducks, turkeys and geese, right? So what is poultry farm management? It is an extended form of animal husbandry. So as you know, what is animal husbandry? It is an agricultural practice of rearing and raising the livestock. Like even as I said, it is an extended form of animal husbandry. And poultry is what? Rearing of domestic birds. Domestic birds are otherwise called fowl, which is used for what? For meat and for eggs. So rearing the birds for meat is called broilers, and rearing the birds for eggs is called layers. So poultry typically includes what? Chicken, ducks, turkeys and geese. All these are the birds. As I said, poultry means what? Birds. So belongs to class A. Now just like dairy farm management, what are the important what are the important things we need to take care for maintenance of a good poultry farm management is also very, very important. So what are the important components of poultry farm management then? Same, just like how we have come across the dairy farm management, selection of disease-free and suitable breeds. This is also very, very important. As I said, you are rearing the poultry birds for two purposes. One for increasing the meat production and second for increasing the eggs. So one for broiler and one for layers. So if at all you want to increase the meat production or the weight of the birds, so you need to go for what? Selection of disease-free and suitable breeds. So you are going to select that particular type of breed which is particularly taken care for more meat production, and one set taken care for broiler, that is for layers, right? So proper feed and water for the bird. Same way, here even the poultry bird should be taken care of. I think you might have come across many diseases. Many poultry birds get infected with diseases. You might have come across the bird flu, right? So which was a very serious disease where many poultry birds were killed. So definitely, like if proper hygienic practices are not taken care, particularly where you rear these poultry birds, then definitely they'll be prone to diseases. So proper feed and water for the birds is very, very important. Then proper and safe farm conditions, very, very important. Now they should be frequently given the food, water, and at the same time should be taken care. The cleanliness where these poultry birds are reared should be taken care of, which is also very, very important. Then hygiene and health care of the birds. Same like how the cattle is taken care, even the birds also should be taken care of. Then timely vaccination to prevent the spread of diseases. Definitely, as I said, when there is an outbreak of swine flu or bird flu, you might have come across many poultry birds were killed, right, in mass. So definitely to overcome all that, what they have to do? So timely vaccination to prevent the spread of diseases is also very, very important. So all these are the important components of poultry farm management. What is it? First one is what? Selection of disease-free and suitable breeds. Then proper feed and water for the birds. Proper and safe farm conditions. Then hygiene and health care of the birds. Then timely vaccination to prevent the spread of diseases. Now we'll move on to, as I said, animal breeding is one very, very important modern technology to increase the food production. So what do you mean by breed? Usually this is a word which is commonly used in our daily life, right? We use a word, it's a very good breed. So what is this breed all about? Here you can see we have a good varieties of breeds here. Cattle breed. Cattle breed. So breed also is very, very important. So you can qualitatively and quantitatively improve the food production if it is of a better breed. So what is a breed? A group of animals relate by descent, that is right from the origin, and similar in most of the characters like appearance, features, size, etc. is known as a breed. So we have a particular breed, like for example Jersey. Jersey cow is of a particular breed which has the potential to produce more milk. So there is one more variety like drought breeds which has the capacity to do hard work. So there is a particular set of animals which are taken care and which have what? Which are have characters like similar in characters like appearance, features, size, etc. is known as a breed. So what is breed? Breed is nothing but a group of animals related by descent, that is from origin, and they are similar in origin and similar in most of the characters like appearance, features, size, etc. is known as a breed. So even breed is also very important for rearing the livestock. That is a group of animals related by descent and similar in most of the characters like what? Like appearance, features, size, etc. is known as a breed. Moving on to the next, breeding. Rearing of, see, you can see the beautiful picture of pigs here. This is called pig rearing. Even pig rearing is also one form of animal husbandry where this is also like for food production, right? So pigs also, you can see how it is just looking at us, right? So what is this breeding? So rearing of breeds on scientific lines is called breeding. So we have come across what is a breed, right? So what is breeding? It is a technology or it is a technique of rearing of breeds on scientific lines is called breeding. So animal breeding, what is the very important aim of animal breeding? Increasing the quality of yield and improving the quality of produce also. The quality and quantity, as I said, both are the very important aims of animal breeding. So you are implementing the modern technology or the modern ideas to produce more food production. So rearing of breeds on scientific line is called breeding. Animal breeding aims at increasing the quality of yield and improving the quality of even the produce. So breeding is of the following types. So breeding is of two types. One is called inbreeding, the second one is called outbreeding. So which I am going to discuss in the coming session. So what is inbreeding? First just let us understand what is in means what? Within. So breeding of animals belonging to the same variety, not different. This is what? Different variety. Out means what? Different. Here in means what? Same variety. Breeding of animal belonging to the same variety is called inbreeding. But that is breeding of animal belonging to different varieties called outbreeding. So mating of more closely related animal within the same breed for 4 to 6 generation is called inbreeding. So what is inbreeding? This is a very important question which is asked in the exam. What is inbreeding? What is breed? What is breeding? What are the types of breeding? There are two types. One is called inbreeding, the other one is called outbreeding. So inbreeding means what? Breeding of animals belonging to same variety and species, and mating of, that is the copulation between more closely related animals within the same breed for 4 to 6 generation is called inbreeding. Right? Hope you have understood the concept of what is breeding, what are the types of breeding, inbreeding and outbreeding. Now, moving on to the advantages of inbreeding. So, inbreeding has both advantages as well as disadvantages. Continuous inbreeding will not, particularly continuous inbreeding will reduce the vigor, the strength, the fertility and even the productivity. So continuous inbreeding is also disadvantages, but at the same time it is also having advantage. So what are the advantages of the inbreeding technique? So inbreeding increases homozygosity. So we get the same variety of organisms that is necessary for evolving what? Pure line in any animal. So very important advantage of inbreeding. So inbreeding increases homozygosity and thus it is necessary for evolving what? In any animal. Pure line in any animal. Here you can see all these are the animals which are reared. See the beautiful picture here. These are the birds. Even rabbit is also reared. Right? Here you can see the cattle, horses, donkey, sheep, then the birds, poultry birds, all these are reading. So first very important advantage is what? Inbreeding decreases homozygosity and thus it is necessary for evolving pure line in any animal. Then it exposes the harmful recessive alleles which eliminates less desirable genes. This is also very important advantage of inbreeding technique. That is, it exposes the hormonal, that is the harmful recessive alleles which eliminates less desirable genes. But as I said, even inbreeding has its own disadvantages. So continued inbreeding reduces vigor and continuous breeding, self-breeding will lead to what? Inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression. This is a very important term which is usually asked in the exam. What is inbreeding depression? So continued inbreeding reduces vigor, fertility and even productivity, and this is called what? Inbreeding depression. How can it be overcome? As I said, it can be overcome by outbreeding technique. It can also be overcome by outbreeding techniques. So as I said, in the coming session, I will be dealing with what is outbreeding techniques, all that in the coming session. So hope you have understood the very important concepts of this very important chapter called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. So hope I have made clear about the concepts of this very important chapter which has a weightage of 8 marks. Not only just for exam, every time I keep telling this, right? The knowledge of biology is not restricted only to pass your exam or is restricted only to the books. But the knowledge is definitely going to help us and we'll be aware of all these very important things which we as human beings should come to know. So the knowledge what we are gaining by going through all this chapter is also yes, of course, for second PUC students to pass the second PUC, all these concepts are very important. For others and even for everybody, the knowledge of all these concepts is also quite useful. So hope you have understood all the important concepts what I have explained in today's session. So what I am going to explain in the coming session, as I said, this chapter itself is quite interesting. Just like human health and diseases which had a weightage of 8 marks, even this very important chapter 9 of Unit 8 is also human is very important. As you know, all these concepts are quite helpful to mankind. So what am I going to deal in the coming session? As I said, I have already explained about inbreeding. So what is outbreeding? As I said, to overcome inbreeding depression, outbreeding technique needs to be applied. So what is outbreeding technique? Then what is artificial insemination? Then what is beekeeping or apiculture? All these are things which I am going to explain in the coming session. So I'll be meeting you all in the coming session with some more very interesting concepts of this very important chapter called Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. Till then, goodbye and thank you.